Today's video is about my macro framework for understanding the global economy. This is something I've been working on for 10 years, so I hope you'll stick with me and learn about the first few components to my framework. Today we'll be talking about 3 components to my framework. Number 1, how I think of the global economy as a watch. Number 2, why I believe in price study. And number 3, why I believe the business cycle is the main driver of investment returns. Have you ever seen the inside of a watch? A fine Swiss watch has over 200 individual components. You guys have seen the gears move with each other. This is how I think about the global economy. I think about it as 200 individual moving parts that all are working together to make the economy tick. And it's our job to try to understand as many of these components as we can to try to figure out what is going on in the world. Now, I don't claim to understand all 200 of these components. Rather, I'm trying to understand them one at a time, and I believe in over 10 years, I've built up the ability to understand many of these components, how they work individually, and especially how they work together. That is how I put together my theses and ideas for the investment world. My goal on this channel is to teach you about a lot of these components, how individual components of the global economy and global markets work, and then we'll start to relate them to each other to build out a framework for understanding what's going on in the world. The next thing is price study. Price study is about analyzing the behavior of market participants. It's not just about technical analysis and crunching a bunch of numbers on the screen. Now, the financial textbooks and financial theory and investment theory suggest that investors behave rationally, and that is how we can understand how decisions are made in the economy and in markets. But actually, it's the opposite. Investors don't behave rationally, they behave emotionally. I believe that price suggests the behavior of those market participants. And so that's why I think price study is so important, because studying the price is actually studying the behavior of buyers and sellers. And then studying the price through time, meaning looking at a price chart, actually tells us a story about behavior, and a very important one at that. How the price changes through time tells us a very important story about investor behavior. Prices are jam-packed with information and emotion all at the same time. I do price study every day to paint me a picture of the global economy and global markets. Now, the last component of my framework that I want to talk to you about today is the business cycle. Why is the business cycle the main driver of investment returns? Because we have to think about how economies work. Economies expand and contract, and they do so with cyclicality. So economies can only expand after they've contracted. Also, economies contract after they've expanded. So in that way, we have a cyclicality to the economy. Certain asset classes perform well when the economy is expanding, and other class sets perform better when the economy is contracting. And in that way, good asset allocation can be the main driver of investment returns as long as we are allocated to the right asset class during the appropriate part of the business cycle. Therefore, it's our job as investors to identify shifts in the business cycle in order to perform well with our investments. We want to invest aggressively in risk assets when the economy is doing well and it's in expansion. And we want to avoid risk assets, and we want to invest conservatively when we're going into contraction or recession. Now, empirically, the data shows that superior asset allocation can lead to outsized performance with your investments. So that's all we're trying to do here, is we're trying to beat the market by a little bit by knowing when to get aggressive and when to get conservative. This doesn't mean day trading. This means looking at the business cycle over many years and deciding how to allocate accordingly when we see shifts in the business cycle. Now, on this channel, we're going to have lots more on the business cycle. I'm going to show you what to look for in markets and with economic indicators, and also we will show you how to combine price study with a cycle-driven approach to investing in order to start to understand how the gears of the global economy work together in our global economic watch. Now, please let me know your feedback in the comments. I want to know what you want to learn about with regard to Bitcoin and global macro. Make some suggestions and let me know. I want to thank my sponsors, ZBD and Voltage. ZBD, providing payment solutions for the gaming industry powered by Bitcoin's Lightning Network. Download the ZBD wallet for a great first Lightning Network wallet. Voltage, providing enterprise-grade Bitcoin and Lightning Network infrastructure. Go check out Voltage if you want to spin up a node with Bitcoin and Lightning Network for your business.